What's happening? It's Schultzy. I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks and my setups for fishing one of our most popular lures here at the shop, the old Whopper Plopper. Spend a lot of time on the water, rivers, lakes, and whatnot. Find these in trees. I see people fishing them. I see a lot of people fishing them the wrong way with kind of goofy setups. So I'm going to walk you through my kind of three setups that I use to fish: the Whopper Plopper 75, the Whopper Plopper 90, and my favorite, the 110. So first, let's start with the little guy. When it comes to the rods, when I'm looking for a rod to do this, I want something that has a moderate fast action, right? So when I look at like lineups with different rod companies, I'm looking at crankbait rods. This happens to be a G Loomis CBR. It's an 845C. So I like to fish these lures on a casting rod and on a crankbait rod. So this is a specific crankbait rod. I believe this is the smallest one they make. The 845C comes in at 7 feet. Excellent choice when you're fishing a 75 or you're fishing a 90 size plopper. Okay. Again, having that proper action on the rod, mod fast, is super duper important when you're fishing these, as is the reel. I always fish an XG size reel, or a speed reel rather. So this happens to be a 71 XG, nice little small reel, fits really nice in the palm of your hand. Speed is important when you're fishing these. Not only the speed of the lure and how it's moving, but the speed in which the fish eats it, and then the ability for you to catch up to that fish quickly and have a positive hook set and land the fish. We'll talk a little bit about rod positioning at the end, but this is the small guy again, the 845C CBR G Loomis IMX Pro, coupled with a 71 XG reel. Very solid choice, lightweight, great for river fishing, lake fishing as well. Stepping up from that is going to be the 847. Okay, this guy here, same deal. It's a 150 size reel. In my case, it's a 151 XG paired up with a 75 plopper. Again, same deal, CBR. So 845C CBR, moderate fast action, crankbait rod, killer setup, XG for the speed and whatnot is the choice. And then the big dog. This is the one that I spend a lot of time with in my hands. I really enjoy fishing this bigger bait. I think it does have a different call to it, a different sound to it, the 110. So some of you guys might be looking going, man, 110, that's a pretty big, good size lure for smallmouth, but I catch some of the biggest smallmouth when I'm up north on vacation on this 110. And I pair this with the 906C CBR. This rod is 7.5 feet long, a little bit longer handle. I pair this with a 201. Corrado 201 XG. Okay. On all these setups, I'm running braid, either 50 or 40 pound Seagar Smackdown. Okay. It's important. It's up to you, but the 40 and 50 tend to backlash a little bit less. And I'm not giving these fish an inch when we hook them. It's, having 50 or 40 pound braid on there is no big deal. And I'm going to top that off with 25 pound test fluorocarbon. Does it have to be fluorocarbon? No, it doesn't have to be fluorocarbon, but I just trust this brand and I trust this particular product from them, which is their fluorocarbon. Super solid, abrasion resistant. So when you're fishing these things, the braid, neither the braid nor the leader is on the water. It's tilted up, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But why would I put this on there? And the reason I put this on there is if you just ran straight braid to it, when we're fishing rivers and we're tucking casts up underneath stuff, sometimes the bait may land awkwardly, the line may land by it, and just it's a little less prone to fouling when you're running a little topper on there, a little leader, whatever you want to call it. And I use 25 or even heavier when I'm doing this. So a little short section coming off the bait, 25 or 30 pound, your knot on there, whatever you choose to use. Could be an Alberto or a FG or whatever you like. But putting that little extra piece on there is nice. This one's a little long, 2 feet, maybe 2.5. But as you change out ploppers and you're cutting it back, it'll last you through a day of fishing. Last but not least, this is one thing that I see a lot when I see people fishing this, whether I'm on a lake or on a river, is the position of the rod. When you're reeling these things in, you want that bait to be kind of tipped up, like so. And Larry's got these things rigged out with weight in the belly, and it's designed to be fished with the rod tip up. So for me, the way I fish it and the way my kids fish it, 8-year-old, 13-year-old, there's ways that you can do it to be effective, and this is how I found it to be the most effective. So what I'll do with this setup is I will have it set up like this. I'm going to run it down my forearm, and I'm going to have this up against my ribs here, up against the side, and I'm going to position the rod like so, where I'm cranking that bait, that lure, or that, just like this. This is the positioning I'm gonna reel it at. I'm gonna crank it. The fish is gonna eat. I'm gonna reel before I set the hook. I'm gonna reel into the fish, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a pop. But that's one of the biggest mistakes I see with this bait is I see people fishing it and they've got the rod pointed straight down. The bait's kind of digging weird, not doing the right thing. The trick is to have that rod tip up approximately at this angle, fishing that CBR style rod. That's a soft, moderate, fast tip where that fish eats it. It pretty much sets the hook for you. You feel the weight of the fish, and then you give it a little pop. That's Whopper Plopper fishing. Super effective. You can fish it at multiple different angles. If you're in a jet boat or a skiff or something, you're going to fish upstream, or maybe you're in a drift boat, you're fishing it down. The hook set's going to be the same, very similar. Just an amazing bait. It's been around for maybe 10 years now, made by River to Sea, designed by Larry Dahlberg, a friend of the shop. And I fortunately got to learn how to fish these things from the man himself. And it's been a pleasure fishing them. And you're going to have just some of the most memorable eats on this lure that you're ever going to have. So just an electric way to fish, a really good way to fish in the summertime when the water gets really warm. These fish are super jacked up. The kind of speed is what turns them on. Reach for a Whopper Plopper and have some fun.